Hi beauties, welcome to my channel HA Beauty by Yulia. I'm Yulia and I'm your virtual beauty therapist. I have been beauty therapist for over 10 years now, so this is my profession and this is my passion as well because I love skincare. Today I wanted to talk about sheet masks because especially during the pandemic, while all the salons were closed, it kind of boomed as a trend, but recently I start seeing a lot of people who will say that sheet masks didn't do anything for them, they're too expensive, they don't like the sensation from them, they are not very environmentally friendly, so they don't want to use them anymore. So the question stands, do sheet masks do anything for your skin? Can improve something? Are they worth the investment? And are they really good from point of view of pollution and sustainability? Although the trend started in Korea, actually, there is this talk that everything started in 1857 in Paris in the salons, where women decided that they will slow down aging by placing beef on their face, and this is how they reduce wrinkles. So I don't know if this was actually the beginning of sheet masks, but these are the claims. In the sheet mask you have two parts. You have from one point the essence, which could be called the essence, a serum, a liquid, a lotion. These terms are not regulated, but basically this is the liquid part that contains your active ingredients. And then you have the sheet. The sheet is important for many reasons, but one of the main one is the fact that yes, it will be the absorption of this type of liquid, but also from another point, the sheet is creating actually barriers so that this liquid doesn't evaporate so quickly. One of the reasons why many ingredients and many products do not work is the fact that, especially when they are water-based, the water just evaporates from the skin, while in order to work properly it takes around 20 minutes, and for 20 minutes this product will not stay on the skin unless it is a sheet mask or unless there is some kind of other barrier that you created on the skin so that this liquid doesn't evaporate. I will talk about alternatives a little bit later, but I want to place your attention towards the sheets and what they actually do for your skin. So the materials that you will see in your sheet mask are quite often it will be cotton actually, and although it's a cotton with microfibers, it's still okay to be named as cotton. Now this is usually the cheapest version, it's quite easily available, quite affordable, they are very absorbent, so by no means this is a bad one, but I do think this is not the best one. Then you have Tencel masks, which I think are great. Probably the most common that you will find is by Klairs, and it's definitely mask to check out. They have great absorption, they feel very nicely, and they fit quite well onto the skin. Recently I started to see many more hydrogel masks. They are definitely more expensive than the cotton sheet masks. From point of view what absorption they have, actually they are not as well absorbing, however they can retain moisture for much longer. The downside with hydrogel is usually the material is very delicate and very thin, so you have to be very careful because actually with your nails you can make a hole of it, so it doesn't work very good for you. Another issue is the fact that usually they will have extra plastic packaging in order to keep the shape of the mask, so this is not definitely great from point of view of pollution. Then you have obviously paper. The problem with paper is that sometimes it's a bit too thick, so it doesn't feel very nice and doesn't stay very nice. You have also sheet masks which are with foil. Now with those one usually they have two sides, so underneath usually it's cotton, so this is the soaked part, and then on the top of it you have golden or silver foil, so you look very weird. But the idea is that the foil will give this extra layer of protection, so it will be even less the evaporation of your essence. If the sheet mask say 20 minutes and then rinse it, by all means check the instructions. But many people still think that, say, if they use something with, I don't know, aloe vera as in their mask, they stay for 20 minutes and then they wash it off because they used to do so with their cream mask. People will apply their mask and then they just throw the packaging, usually because the mask is soaked into a lot of essence. Even after you apply your sheet mask, there's still a lot of juice into the pack. So my suggestion is, do not throw your packaging. Actually try to squeeze out everything from the liquid. You can apply it over the neck, over the décolletage, you can apply it over the hands, over dry areas on the body as well. So take the most of it. There's a mistake, and this is a very big one, and it is very dangerous, but a lot of people are doing it because there's, as I mentioned, extra essence. They will keep it in the fridge and they will use it for a week afterwards. This is not how your product was intended. The idea is that this is one-time use. It was sealed, so the second that you open it, it will A, start breaking down, so it will be useless after a week. Or B, there's not enough preservatives because it's not intended to stay open, so your product might get contaminated, and this is the last thing that you want to apply on your face. I know sometimes you might think that your sheet mask has extra essence inside, so you're waiting for it to get completely dry, but actually in the process of drying it will start to take out some of the essence, so this is not the idea. You leave the mask for as much as the manufacturer is saying and not longer than this. Fifth mistake, you're not removing the bubbles, the extra air, so you can use either a roller, like a face roller, let me just find it, a face roller to remove the extra bubbles, or gently with your fingers. Do not press a lot. You don't want to remove the essence from the skin. You just want to remove the air bubbles from between the skin and your sheet mask. When you're done with your sheet mask and you remove the sheet, make sure that you are patting gently the skin. You're not just rubbing it all over. You're trying to push everything into the skin. According to sources like WWF, in order to be made just one cotton t-shirt, the expenses from point of view of water resources are 2,700 liters, and that's for t-shirt. If you think about just for a sheet mask, this is even something that you will use for 20 minutes. T-shirt at least you will use for a few months, a few years if it's great, who knows. But my point is that this is one-time use, and we are looking into a huge resources from point of view of land and electricity and water, and also we are looking into pesticides, which are obviously far from great. Often big problem is the foil packaging, then you have the extra packaging. Inside, as I mentioned, some of the masks are very fragile and very thin, so they need the extra plastic inside in order to stay in place. Some materials might be biodegradable, however, people don't really bother. They use the sheet mask and then they toss it in the general waste. All of this is going to the landfills. A lot of people believe that that's alright because it is biodegradable. However, there's quite a few studies that were looking into the environment, and unfortunately, in order for something to be degradable, it needs oxygen and it needs different microorganisms and bacteria in order for this process to happen. However, the environment is really not providing this type of very important factors. Some people just don't like the feeling of something sticky or jelly-like or just liquid dropping towards the hair, plus the fact that they have to stay still for 20 minutes and they can't do anything. So this is just not something that they enjoy. The base of your sheet mask are hydrating, moisturizing ingredients, All of them are plumbing the skin and giving some improvement, but as I said, they are not actives. So they are not anti-aging ingredient. They will not boost your body to produce more collagen and elastin. So they are the extra care before, say, special occasion or something, but they are not everyday anti-aging care, and no sheet mask will replace your vitamin A. Definitely big problem is fitting. Sometimes I found that just they don't fit. They're super tiny, so half of my cheeks is not with sheet mask, or they have something like here, a huge area that is not covered, tiny mouth, too large mouth, so sometimes they just don't fit well. So you have 30 milliliters Q10 serum from the Inky list for £5 that you will use for a month, say, even maybe more, depends how often you use it. Is it twice a day or once? And then you have, for the same price, something that you will use just once for 20 minutes, and that's it. So from point of view of cost effectiveness, they're definitely too expensive for something that works for so little time. Usually the problem with the prices comes with the fact that you pay a lot more for the transportation of the product, and very often for the fact that your retailer has to store somewhere your product because you want it next day delivery. So if you use some retailers like YesStyle and Stylevana, I have talked about them before, you will have completely different prices than the UK based retailers. If you have a sheet mask, you're not going to open it and then apply it on the next day, because also it might not be that effective. So it means it is very difficult to patch test, and therefore applying, say, before your wedding or before a birthday party sheet mask and then having some kind of irritation is actually quite common. From one point, I think it's worth mentioning that a lot of brands, Asian brands, I do have to say, started to sell masks which are in packages which are looking like wet wipes. So it's not one package per one mask, but it's like 10 masks, 20, 30 masks inside. There's compressed sheets that you can get, and they're like 100 sheets. They look like a tiny little balls, and you can get like 100 of them for £10, even less. So the idea is that the product that you already have is going to get will give you better penetration, so you will have more benefits from it. And I think this is also another alternative. Obviously here the issue is that once again you have to check out how biodegradable this type of sheet mask are. What I will do is that I will apply my sheet mask, and then on the top I will apply silicone mask so that I can walk around and my mask won't drop down. Or the other thing is that I can use something like a normal cream mask, and then I will apply the silicone mask in order to improve the penetration of my mask, and that's it. What I mean is something like this. I think if you're following me on Instagram, you probably saw me using something like this. I know it looks ridiculous, but it works great, and it's for multiple use. So let's see. This is how it looks like. Okay, and you apply underneath your cream mask or your sheet mask, and this one goes behind the ear, so you can walk around, do things, and your mask will be working. But that's it. I think it's quite great. It doesn't have extra packaging. You just wash it off. As I mentioned, cream mask, obviously this is the other alternative of sheet mask, and especially when you combine them with the silicone mask, it's a win-win. Plus, with cream mask, you can apply the proper amount, you can apply extra thick layer if you want with certain masks, or you can mix different types of masks. Say if your skin is combination, you can go with the T-zone for something like, I don't know, clay mask, and then you can apply something more hydrating for, say, your cheeks. And this way, it's really tailored type of skincare. As as I'm planning to do a full video just about different type of sheet mask which are fragrance free and alcohol free, suitable for more sensitive type of skin. I won't give you so many different options here. I just wanted to mention a few of them that I think are quite affordable. First one is this one. This is very easily to apply. It fits perfectly. You almost can't see that actually you have a mask. So it is very thin material. It's definitely suiting mask and I can't recommend it enough. This is the second mask. It is by Rohto. If you like their treatment lotion, this is the same essence. Obviously you have the sheet. It's 100% cellulose sheet. It has a few different types of hyaluronic acid. You have also papaya extract, which is gently exfoliating and brightening type of ingredients. You have allantoin into this product. You have caffeine. Not so easy to find here Western type of skincare sheet masks, which are not with perfume, and I found one finally. So this one is my Beauty Pro. Sorry, I just used it. I realized that I had only one left. You have red algae, oyster mushroom, xanthan gum, coconut oil. You stay for 15 minutes and then remove it, and it's a British brand and it is vegan as well. I think it's quite great. So if you ask me, do you need to use sheet masks? They're too expensive, they're too polluting, they won't do such a magic for your skin. I do like the fact that sometimes they can add on to my skincare. Unfortunately, sometimes my skin is way too irritated, so I do need this extra care. Or obviously I do have the me time, so I want to have a sheet mask and no one to bother me, so I completely understand you. I am going to do a future video for fragrance free and alcohol free sheet masks, so please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it, and consider subscribing to the channel. Press on the notification bell so that you can get the notification for all of my future videos, including this one for sheet masks, because a lot of people are asking me what should I use if my skin is sensitive. So if you stay tuned, you will find out. You can also find me and follow me on Instagram for a lot of beauty content, giveaways, tips, advice, ideas, and I hope I'll see you here next week. Thank you, bye bye.